Welcome everybody to the Entrepremommies show. I am Tiffy, the Resellqueen.
And I'm Nicole Flamer. How you doing?
Oh guys, it's been a long time. You guys haven't seen us in a while, so we just want to give a thank you to our loyal subscribers. We've been getting good feedback that people are watching us. You know, sometimes you do these things and you just really don't know what happens. So we want to thank our loyal subscribers as well as those who loyally follow us on social media and really watch the videos to see what we're doing. We so appreciate it, and that lets us know that we're on the right track.
Right, that's right. I'm so thankful for the people that watch and subscribe and like. I mean, it's exciting. It's a journey, and I like being on it.
Yeah. So. Yes, this is basically, it's right now, it's a labor of love for us. However, you know, that feeling of when, you know, you get those messages from people that say, you had a show about XYZ. What can I do about this again? And then I can direct them to what we were talking about and send them a link. You know, that's very valuable to have another like-minded business person to go to.
I would agree. And I think it's nice to be able to bounce. Like, I love being able to talk to you about different things that I'm doing and get ideas and suggestions. And every entrepreneur or potential entrepreneur should have that ability, or people that they can confide in with business ideas. It makes it so much easier. And the other thing to realize is, even though we do this alone, and, you know, you think of the entrepreneur as a single person, it really does take more people's input to build a business. You can't, because you need customers, you need people to promote your brand and stuff. So you need people that will believe in your idea. So.
Yes. And I'm, even though I am a talker, when I am in a group of people, I shut up. Right. I absorb like a sponge because I love listening to other people's ideas, and I can take that and bounce that off of what I'm already doing and say, you know what, that guy in that meeting was talking about XYZ in this particular website. I will write notes down, even as we do this show. When we talk about different things, I will write a note down so I can get to that later. Yes. And say, let me explore this particular website or this particular group so that I can see how it could work for one of my businesses. So I can't even put a money value on what it is, especially like just for what you and I do personally. You know, I can call you about something and we can have a quick conversation about a business situation, and I get a whole other set of eyes on that. I remember when I used to work at the bank, when we were tellers, there was always this saying, they're like, did you get your second set of eyes? Oh. And it was a big deal. They used to have these little glasses and like, make sure you get your second set of eyes. And it was for any type of large dollar transactions. Okay. And I've never forgotten that, you know, all the way back to a bank that ain't even here no more. And I remember, I've always done that. I always said, did you get someone else to look at this? Did anyone else put any information or any comments or suggestions? Because I don't know everything. Right.
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's funny. Somebody came to me with a business idea, and, you know, so what I do now is I don't give any judgment, whether I think it's, you know, good, bad, or whatever. I don't give any judgment because I could be wrong, right? I don't know everything. But what I told them to do is I said, make sure you research it. See if anybody else is in the marketplace who's doing it, and then see how they do it. You know, even if there's a couple of businesses that are already doing it, that doesn't matter. Just see how they've structured and set up their idea. And it's funny, like I gauge people's in like their involvement or their commitment to their idea, because if they can't do that first step, just to research the market, like, you know, and I say, oh, how's your business idea coming? Oh, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, so you're not that committed to it. You know,
it's true. Yeah. Well, some people look at competition as a bad thing. It's not
at all. No,
because if there's a business doing what I'm thinking about doing, that means there's a market for it.
That's right. Yep, a market you can cut it on. Right? But yeah, people and it's just that simple step of just looking around and seeing what's out there, and it's, you know, it is important. So you need other people. You need another set of eyes, as you said. Yeah.
Just came to me. I'm like, oh yeah, we used to talk about that at the bank.
Yep.
So today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to be, I don't want to say lighthearted, but we can just, you know, it's the holiday season. So, you know, I don't know about you, but my business right now is kind of just running by itself. I'm not doing much promotion.
Yes.
My phone, in fact, while we were over here, my phone was ching, ching, chinging. It's kind of this time of year, especially for especially my resale business. It's flying. It's flying. And so it's one of those things where other people, they start seeing it, especially if they see my business right now, they're going to think, oh, I can do this, make buku amounts of money. And then they don't really think about, let me consider some things when I'm starting a new business.
Ooh, there. Yes.
You know, there's like so many factors, you know, like we could probably list 20, but, you know, we'll probably give you like 5.
20, woo, okay.
You know, things that you just don't think about when you're starting a business. You know, a lot of times, especially in a service business, I'll say, like cleaning.
Yeah.
You know what to do for your business. You know how to do that. Like, you may know how to be a plumber. You may know how to be a carpet installer.
Yep.
That's what you're good at. So you got that part down. Okay. But do you know how to get clients?
Right. Marketing. Right.
All right.
Yep.
Do you know the people that you need to be associated with to get yourself clients?
Right.
You know, first thing with any of, especially I always look at who can I partner with. Especially with my cleaning business, my number one people are realtors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because a realtor can call you and say, I got a property. It needs to be clean. When can you do it and how much?
Yeah.
They are no fuss, no muss.
Yep.
Okay. You get one good realtor, that might be all you need.
Yes.
And that,
or get one off. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and then realtors talk.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You know, because they may have someone starting up in the business, or maybe someone needs a little bit of assistance, and they're like, oh, I need this house clean. I'm trying to do it myself. They're like, I got a girl. Let me give you her card.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And then even you touch in promotion, right? Business cards, flyers.
Yes.
Site. All those types of things. Those are things that you need to consider when you're starting a business, because how are you going to get the word out? You know, you get there's a lot with like going door to door and talking to people, but you know, it depends on what type of business. Not every business fits that model. Not every business needs a website. Not every business, you need a web presence, but you don't necessarily need a website. You know, so there's things to consider when you're choosing like how you're going to promote your business, how you're going to market it, what kind of people you're going to talk to, who your clients are going to be, picking out realtors per se. Yeah. I mean, there are tons of things to consider. One of the things I was thinking about was, do you need a location? Do you have to have a brick and mortar? Is it something you can do at your home? Yeah. Can you partner with another business and take part of what they have if it does need to be a brick and mortar? So those are one of the things I was thinking about when considering a business. You know, I mean, that's an expense, but is an expense that you need. Can you do it out of your home? Yeah. So.
And you can definitely start at home and then move to an office space.
That's very true. Yeah.
You know, that's actually one of the things I'm contemplating for myself next year. If because I'm like, okay, just do like private offices of my name, not put like all my 20,000 businesses names on it, but just have my private offices. And I'm really considering it just because I know that I am meeting with people. Sometimes you can't always meet with people at Starbucks.
No.
You know, which I'll be honest, I've done a few times, even it with like, I've met my insurance man at Starbucks. Okay.
Me too. Well, not at Starbucks and a pizza place. Yeah.
Okay. So it can be done, if you're, especially if you're really busy, it kind of, I do like it because it takes people out of their whole office setting and you kind of get to see them in a different light. But if I want to have private meetings, need to give a presentation, in my area, I don't have, in fact, what's funny, because it makes me think maybe I should open one, but in my area, I don't have one of those joint office spaces where you can like pay a monthly subscription, like co-working space, which
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Which I'm like, okay, I don't have one. Maybe I should just start one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many other people are who could use that space, especially if you have a meeting?
Yeah. You know what a trend for? They're called incubators, and it's like a space, and then they provide you with all the stuff you need. Like, let's say you're going to do eBay or online marketing, but you don't have a camera, you don't have a photo setup. So this incubator, you pay a certain amount of money a month, and then you get to use their camera, their backdrops, they have computers there. If you have to print stuff, they have printers. Like, it's all open, but it's geared to creating your own promotional and marketing stuff. So, and then a bunch of people will join together. So then let's say that there's a photographer who's paying for space in that incubator. You can then hire that photographer, share that space, take the pictures inside there, and, then go home and everything's done. And then you can use the computer space and stuff to upload or, plug your laptop in or whatever. I was like, that is amazing. I was like, that would be a good,
got my wheel spinning.
Yeah. The initial investment of like equipment and stuff like that, but that could generate a lot of income. If you get like 10 or 15 entrepreneurs who don't have, that stuff, and then you charge them like $100, $200, maybe $200-$300 a month to use it, that's some nice money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because then they don't have to worry about the overhead of an office space, because that's probably what's kept me from doing it. It's because of overhead. I gotta have internet. I gotta have electricity. Those things are necessities. I need to have enough space. So, and where I live, it's pretty rural. That's my thing. So I've actually come to the point where that might be something to look into as a 2020 or 2021 project.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah. So one of the other things you have to think about is hiring people. Is this a business that you're going to need other people to support? So, like in cleaning, like in fact, today I have an interview with a possible cleaner today. And, now I got to consider, well, it works. I mean, I've already figured this out, but when considering to hire this person, I had to consider how much I was going to pay them, taxes, whether they're going to be like an independent contractor or whether they're going to be, I'm going to make them an employee. These are all things to consider based on what I'm getting and what I'm giving. So some businesses, like cleaning businesses, are awesome because you can run it by yourself. But if you get to a point where you need to hire people, then, it's lucrative enough and consistent enough that is a possibility. You can really overnight go from being a one-man show to having 2 or 3 people underneath of you. So, I mean, but it's something to consider, if you're starting out, and you're new to the whole starting your own business, being an entrepreneur, you might want to try to be a one-man show for as long as you can, and while you're learning the ropes and getting comfortable. But it's, hiring people, you might need HR people, you might need support people. If you're doing internet stuff, you might need a photographer, videographer, somebody to do your websites and stuff, somebody to help you with your pictures and everything. I mean, these are all things that you got to consider as you start to expand. It's nice to be that person who runs around, I wear 16 hats, but that gets exhausting after a while.
I learned that lesson the hard way about, I guess it was about maybe 7-8 years ago now, back when I had I had a commercial cleaning company all by myself.
Yep.
And I had an accident where I couldn't walk for over 6 months. I was in a wheelchair. I had to learn how to walk again, went through that whole process. My ankle was in a boot. I wasn't pretty. I had to say, I have to go to the bathroom. Can you help me? It was that real. And that's when I learned, oh my goodness, I really, really need support with my business. Running around being the one-man Tiffany show actually held me back.
Yes. Yep.
Because now with my residential cleaning business, I clean nothing.
Right. Yeah.
And now, doesn't mean I won't go in and clean something if something needs to be done, because I'm not too good for that. Okay. I will wash a toilet and clean it and it will sparkle, because, some people are, they don't touch toilets and things like that. But, I'm not too prideful, because okay, I've been homeless living in a car, so I'm not prideful. Okay. So, but my model is I take the jobs and refer them to other businesses, or I like to call them independent contractors. Yeah. And that's my business model. And I moved to that model so that it kind of is automated. Yes. So now, I even have a backup if someone can't make it. And if worse comes to worse, Tiffany will do it. And that means I get all the money.
That's
so
right.
I have no problem doing it.
Those are bonus days, right? So
yeah. I've had that a couple times.
Yeah. No, it's something to consider. But it is interesting, because I feel like when you start a business, if you're starting a small business, or you're starting out small, let's say that, what's important to you, right? Like my kids, they're the most important thing to me. So anything that I do, it has to be around what I can do for my kids, or how I can be available for them. So everything I choose it's like, okay, well, let me look at my kids' schedule first, and then I'll see where I can fit these other things in. So hiring people allows you to be able to do that, because if you got to do it yourself, so like today I had a situation, which is why I need to hire somebody, where I'm missing my kid's gingerbread house party today because I have a cleaning job and I have the interview of this girl. So I'm like, mad at myself, because I wished I had, because I could have interviewed people like last week, but I didn't feel like it. So I waited till the last minute, and then I realized I have to miss out on the kids thing, which really bothers me. So,
they don't care.
I they'll be okay. They will be okay. I'm coming to everything else. It's just a gingerbread house building party.
Yeah.
It's like, but those are the things to consider. See, I consider my life first, and then I consider how my business can support my life, versus the other way around. That's kind of the difference between being an entrepreneur and going to work every day. You want, and I like that freedom. Yeah. So,
well, it's funny you kind of put it that way, because when I first started, like with my real first business, with the cleaning business, I noticed I was able to go to football games.
Yes.
I was able to pick my kid up from practice, wrestling matches. It seemed like every season he was in another sport, you know. So I was able to make it to those things, you know, be there in the moment. That's another thing. Okay. You know, be there in the moment of it, do that with him, and then thankfully because of his age and things like that, he was able to kind of stay with my mom or something like that while I did overnight cleaning. Those types of things. I was the queen of overnight cleaning because that made my mornings all to myself. Yes. I would start my cleaning like 9, 10 o'clock at night, do like 3, 4 accounts, and I would be done close to 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. I'm done. I can do whatever I want. You know, back then I was living off of 4 hours of sleep.
Those were the days.
And it's funny. I see those posts for some people like, oh, I'll sleep when I'm die. It's all about all these hours. Okay. That means you're going to die at 40.
That's right. Right.
I get all my 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
My cover's over.
Okay. I get my 8 hours of sleep. Okay. I do wake up early. I am an early riser. I'm getting up at 5:30 just about every morning, you know, because I get my stuff done. I get things done at night to get prepared for the next day. Yes. So I am an early riser, you know, because I've made a fitness goal. Well, I should say a health goal for myself. So I get up early enough to get that taken care of, get my kid off to school. I'm off to my workout. I come back. I actually start work, like technically work at 9 o'clock, just like everybody else. Yep. But I get done at 2. Yeah. That's right. So you clock out at 2 o'clock. I clock out at 2. Some days I'm like, you know what, Tiffany, you've been in front of the computer too much. That nice little bistro that's 20 minutes away, go have yourself a nice lunch there. I ain't got to worry about clocking in and out. Make sure, I clocked out at 11:48. I'll be back within a certain time. You know, I don't have to worry about that. It's very nice. Yeah. And it actually is, that part is less stress on me. It really is. Yes. And see, I like how you put it. You know, you've got your health goals, you've got your family that you're taking care of. You're available when you want to be available, not when somebody says you can be available. And see, I can't live. I mean, you know, before you have kids and, you know, you want to go work for a company and stuff, you know, God bless you if that's what you want to do and that's where you see your life is. But, you know, I think particularly for mothers, when you get to a certain point and you got to make a decision of this versus this, you know, I'd rather go with my kids and my health and my lifestyle versus making survival decisions, you know. And nobody makes survival decisions. Sometimes you have to. Yeah. You don't, you know, don't. Well, and now keep in mind, to get to this point, some days wasn't easy. Some days on Sunday when my husband and my son are playing around or laying around on the couch, I'm in the bedroom doing other things. Yeah. You know, because I love it when I stroll through Facebook and people are like, tomorrow's Monday. I don't feel like that. I'm working right now. Monday? Shoot, I barely realized today was Friday. I'm like, okay. So, but I'm working right now to get some things done. But guess what? My son is off from school for 2 weeks. I'm barely going to be working on anything. Yeah. Yeah. I have other things set up. Lost about it either. It's not like, you know, because shoot, I remember working a job and my one daughter has an extended break. And the rest of the kids have the regular break, the regular school break. And I'm like, oh, man, what am I going to do for her? You know, I got 3 days. What am I going to take off? Am I going to see if, you know, my mom or my dad's available? Like, what am I going to do? You know, and it's stressful. It's stressful because you know that you're having to put something that you're supposed to be responsible for onto somebody else. And it's like,
I mean, I would be pulling my hair out, and I either ended up taking off, maybe taking off a day. I asked my dad to watch my daughter, or try to do like a half day or something. I mean, it was stressful, and you don't need that kind of stress when you're trying to make money or take care of kids. You don't need that kind of stress. So, and I'm glad I don't have to face those things anymore. Like, we can have Christmas vacation, and it's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm missing work. What am I going to do?
Well, that's how it used to be for the summer when I had a regular job. It's like, okay, school ends. All right, we got to figure out a whole bunch of plans. Where my son going to go? I remember my son was in summer school because he got extended school year, and I was ecstatic about that until I realized I had to pick him up.
Yeah, at like 2 o'clock. Right?
Yeah. So thankfully, I was a manager at the time, so I was able to tailor my lunch break.
Yes.
To drive 20 minutes to pick him up, to drop him off at my grandmom's house. Okay. By the way, that was my lunch break, so I didn't eat.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that got old real quick, especially when I was in management, because, managers, we go in meetings just to have a meeting to talk about the next meeting. So here I am missing stuff. Where's Tiffany? She had to go pick her kid up. Oh, she'll be back. You know what I mean? So, and not every job, even no matter if you're in management, entry level, not every job really understands or cares.
Or cares, right?
Yeah. Because I pride myself with my employees to care about their life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that kind of, you cross, there's the boundaries there as well, because then you care about their lives, and they get a whiff of that. And then, it's like, they see how far they can push that.
Right. Well, my whole thing is, like, especially like if any of my people have kids, I try to tailor things to be around the school day.
Yeah.
So if it's around the school day, I'm local. I know what hours your kids go to school.
Right.
I also know the schedule, so I know if they're off. I kind of automatically put that into my plan.
Yes.
So that I don't expect that person and say, I understand the kids are off from school that day because of whatever, so we're not going to put you on the schedule that day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so
those tiny things keep
Yeah. No, I mean, that's using your experience to create a company culture that is supportive. And I love that, because I know I have been in too many cultures where they were not supportive at all. And, it would be funny because you mentioned, about being a manager and stuff. Like, I would sit and watch other people, like, bend rules, do whatever, to get, to do their family. But then it's like, I asked for an extra hour or something, or I'm coming in late, and it's like, Nicole, what are we doing here? And it's like, there's another element to this too, which I didn't really bring up, was that I was doing this alone as well, and I know early on you were doing it alone too. So it's not like I had another parent who I could tag, you're it. Can you,
right.
It was,
And actually, some weeks I'm doing it alone too. Love my husband. However, he has a job that requires him to be on call.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's not just a 1 day on call, it's 2 weeks at a time. Okay. So for 2 weekends, I can't depend on my husband to be there with my kid, because we could be having a great outing. Here go that phone ringing.
He's got to go in.
Right. And if it's a weekend where the weather is bad, he's going to get a call.
Yeah.
Because he works for a utility company. So we all know what happens when there's a storm. Something goes wrong with a line. So he's going to get a call. So I can actually kind of plan that to know, okay, I can't depend on that he will able to be home the whole time. So I actually tend to give myself less work for those weeks.
Yeah.
So those weeks where he's home and I don't have to worry about him getting a phone call, those are the weekends where I do extra things. I do networking.
Yeah.
Networking has really changed, helped me with my business, going to different networking events.
Okay.
Because you just never know who you're going to meet at a place like that.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, I've met people in different industries that I've never even thought of, that I'm like, oh, that's what you do? Oh, that's okay, that's that. You know, and it's helpful, even if it's something that you're not really into. Learning about another person's business or how they conduct their business, you can take that information and kind of form it to help you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I went to some place, I guess it's been about a year, and I met this woman who was a project manager, and she told me how much money she made, and she told me like what her education was, and I was like, why don't I find out about these things when, you know, like 10 years ago? It's, you get insight. You get insight by talking to people and networking, and it shows you a whole different world, because I don't know whether we realize it or not, we live in, like, we're insular. I mean, we talk to the same people every day, you know, and, you know, if you don't get out there and expand to who you're dealing with, you're not going to get any type of innovation for what you're trying to do. You have to go out and meet people and talk to people, because it opens up your world. It really does.
Yes. You know, changing your circle just a little bit. Like, I'm not telling everyone drop all your friends, but take a look at the people you hanging with. Okay. Do they have ambitions beyond where they see themselves today? And as you're moving towards your entrepreneurial goal, are they bad-mouthing it? Talking negatively about it or you? Well, you know what? You don't need that type of energy in your life.
No, not at all.
You know, seek out someone that has, I always say, I always look for the person that has the job I want, not the job I have.
Right. Yeah.
Seek that out. That, I mean, just even a quick conversation can change your thought process on things and how you conduct your business. A quick conversation. You don't even have to know the person that well.
Yeah.
You know, so networking, talking to like-minded people, understanding your marketing, know that you're may need some tools to let people know who you are, you know, maybe a social media presence. Actually, I'm not gonna say maybe. You need a social media presence.
Yes, you do.
I'm not even gonna say maybe. At the least, you need to get a Facebook page.
At the very least, At
the least. At the least.
Yeah.
Even if you buy your domain name and you forward it to your Facebook page.
Yes. Yep.
You at the least have to have a Facebook page. Now, notice I said page, not a regular friend page. You need to actually create a page for your business. Okay. You know, we'll talk about later, you know, what you need to do with that page, but you need to have one, because what does everyone use today?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I need to hire a painter. You know, now I'm doing it like this. I can actually say, okay, Google, I need painters near me. Look at my phone. They're ready to give it to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So understand how the world moves today and just innovate and move right along with it.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's a whole nother conversation. Some people still want to live like it's 1985.
Well, there was a statistic I read a couple of months ago, and I'm not sure what it was, but it was something like, I want to say it's like 70 or 80%. When people are looking for a service or a business to frequent, their first, they don't go to Google. The first place they check is Facebook. So like if they're looking for a hair salon, they will go and look for you on Facebook first and see when you last posted, see if you have pictures up of what you're doing, and see like if you have reviews and stuff. And then they might go to Google to get like a list of people, but then they will go check their Facebook pages. So that's very key. I mean, even if you aren't into social media and you don't use it, at least have that page up for your business and post once a week.
Absolutely.
Have it up. Even if I hate Facebook. Well, half of your business doesn't. So, yeah. I mean, and that's easy for most people to navigate. If you want to start getting into Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all these other things, you got to do some education there. But Facebook is pretty easy to set up and walk through and do. So I would agree with that. Yeah.
So guys, there's a couple things. Well, not just a couple. We brought up quite a few things to consider.
A lot of stuff.
Just talking about, what to consider when starting a business. So, yeah. All right. So we're gonna move right along. Oh, go ahead.
Say if you like that kind of like content and material, let us know in the comments, because we can talk more. We can go deeper into that. That's a pretty extensive topic. So.
Oh yeah, and we can really take each topic and just really drill it down.
Look at that show, really.
Yeah, really drill it down. And if there's anyone that's either starting a business in the middle of getting things together, and you're like, I do need those second set of eyes or 4. Contact us. Yeah, we could do a quick deep dive just by doing a quick search online. Quick conversation, and we could give you that information in this format, that and what that does, it gives you exposure.
Yeah.
It lets you put out there how your reasonings behind what you do. Because believe it or not, people will, if I know that there is a company that has a good reason behind what they do, I will go to that company just because I want to support their cause.
Yes. Yep.
I will. Yeah. Because I feel good spending my money with them because I feel that it's going to a good place.
Yes.
So contact us. We have our email, entrepremommies@gmail.com. Feel free to put comments on any of our videos, whether you watch us on YouTube, see us on Facebook, or if you're listening to us on any of the platforms. If you happen to use Anchor, you can actually send us a voice message, and we can answer it right in it. So, yeah, that's nice little feature. We working on a few things. We're going to be on iHeart soon. Yeah. So we're working on that. So if you want to have us look over a few things just to give you just a quick deep dive to help you plan out what to do for your business, contact us. You'll get 4 eyes. Yep. Along with yours, and then you can bounce off of our situations. We may bounce off of you. See what your situation is. You just never know. So if there's anyone out there and you're like, these girls, they talking some stuff that I need to hear about, contact us. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. So